Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and you can pinpoint the very moment where CNN literally lost their minds.
That had absolutely nothing to do with sports, and they said, look, you can't have this opinion. It's too conservative. We're not going to allow it. I think that's a bad move. I'm a First Amendment absolutist. I believe in only two things completely, the First Amendment and boobs. And so once they made the decision that they were not going to allow a conservative, non-sports related commentary, they couldn't do it either.
Hold on. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show. Did you say, what did you just say? You believe in the First Amendment and BWBS?
Boobs. Two things that have only never let me down in this entire country's history, the First Amendment and boobs. So those are the only two things I believe in absolutely in the country. And so I don't think Jemele Hill should be fired, but I do think, straight up, that once you make the decision that you are going to let Kurt Schilling go, that you have to also make the decision that you're going to let Jemele Hill go. I think that's a bad decision. I think ESPN has made bad decisions that have led to 13 million subscribers bailing on the network. They've made bad decisions that have led to ratings collapsing. Jemele Hill's television show is collapsing. Ratings were down 20% last week over last year. I think that's why she's angry. I think that's why she went after Donald Trump. She's begging for ESPN to fire her so she can work somewhere else.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to take a direct stance on this, but what I will say instead is you can still tell she hasn't recovered from this comment. And she won't. If you keep watching this video, you'll notice that she never gets past this. There's another guy that's about to speak, and he's about to speak a bunch of nonsense. But the host's mind is literally broken, and she can't get around it.
Keith, what do you think?
Listen, I'm astonished at almost everything I just heard. One of the things that, and Jemele's a personal friend, not just a colleague, but a personal friend. One of the things that Jemele's had to deal with her entire career, and many women who I am friends with in this business and have been friends with in this business for a long time, is sexism, blatant sexism, comments about her appearance, comments about her racially, comments about her inability or perceived inability to be able to comment on sports because of her gender. So for somebody to come on CNN and to say something like, the only thing I believe in a discussion about something
I'm still there too, and I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. BOOZE or BOOBS? Because as a woman, I'm
as in boobs. I believe completely in the First Amendment and in boobs. Those are the only two things I believe 100% in this country. And by the way, Jemele has absolutely nothing to do with her background at all. Did you notice that? He went straight to that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I did go straight to that.
Why would you even say that live on national television and with a female host?
I say it live on the radio all the time because it's true, and that's what I do. Because I like boobs and the First Amendment, which is exactly what I said.
Hey, y'all. As we know, you don't put all your eggs into one basket, right? So that's why I'm partnering over with my friends at Colonial Metals Group, who will help diversify your portfolio. And what they'll do is they'll set up for you a self-directed IRA account. You'll have direct access to your assets. You'll be able to see what all's going on. And it doesn't matter what the stock market does or what often happens, what the government does. Your assets will be protected. So let the team of experts over at Colonial Metals Group help secure your account and your family's future today. There's a link in the description below. Oh, and by the way, if you don't like that, there's a 1-800 number you can call. And most importantly, though, is the kicker. They'll throw in a safe and possibly up to $10,000 in U.S. silver to help you get things started. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. I mean, he's right. I'm a dude. I understand exactly where he's coming from. And yes, those are two things that I truly believe in as well. So but that's not the point here. There's actually a much larger point going on here. This is about how ESPN has just been circling the drain for years. There used to be a time where you could go on vacation and you need to take a load off your mind while you're unpacking everything. You flip on the TV and there's ESPN giving you those sweet, sweet highlights. What happened to that? What happened to that? That was such a simpler time. I'm young enough to remember that. That was one of my favorite parts about vacation. Mainly because I got cable TV. But it used to be a simpler time for ESPN, and now they've been trying to go for the histrionic, borderline political, ridiculous takes in order to keep you clued in. And that's not fun anymore. And that's what Clay Travis is his name. That's what Clay Travis is actually talking about. And then he's getting into a further point that they can't truly understand what's going on, why the world is changing, what's really happening out there. And what's really happening is people enjoy the weird takes and people enjoy the actual highlights. This guy is apparently a radio commentator. I didn't know that. I haven't listened to radio in years, which is, I guess, part of the problem that he's tapping into. But the CNN host can't even talk about the subject anymore, not because it's just, kind of hitting home about how CNN itself is already circling the drain, but what he's hitting on is ESPN is losing viewers because of certain things. And the guy trying to defend against it, he's a former ESPN guy. Let's see, what is his name? Keith Reed. He's a former ESPN senior editor. And of course, he has to carry water for ESPN. I don't blame him. But he's sitting there, he's trying to talk about the topic. He's trying to defend ESPN. And this host still can't get around the fact that a man said that he liked boobs on the internet. He said that on live TV. So what? So what? And her mind can't fathom it? Oh, bless her heart. That's really the best CNN can do, can't it? I guess that really is. This is the height of CNN. They will never recover. And they deserve it. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on PolitiBrawl. Catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until then, I agree with the First Amendment, and I love